the rest. Patience is a virtue, they say, but this weight screen's making you sway to a tune only time. It's a weight screen, you know the rest. Don't you worry, soon it will commence. Right now you're here at my expense. Just a teaser, a colorful jest. It's a weight screen, you know the rest. Don't you worry, soon it will commence. Right now you're here at my expense. Just a teaser, a colorful jest. It's a weight screen, you know the rest. Staring at the screen, the colors spin. Just a weight screen, where do I begin? This isn't a show, it's just a delay. Still here you are, you decided to stay. It's not a movie, ain't no special guest, just a weight screen, not the very best. Yet you're glued, anticipation's high for
the microphone.
Right up to the grim dark scene where miniatures need painting, know what I mean? Brushes dancing, those paints are flying. You might look bad, but we're really trying.
Abrupt cut into John's Golden Boys.
It gets easier every week, especially when I'm not paying attention to the weight screen of Only Hands. Welcome to our every other week hobby.
I don't know if it's easier.
Shebang? Shaboogie? I don't quite know.
Well, everyone wanted to see this, John. Clearly, we had only positive feedback.
Clearly. And I think actually it was the positive feedback on this that makes me just want to do it more. So continue the hate mail, and I'll continue producing terrible content. I mean, it's worked for like a decade so far.
Hasn't stopped you yet, Sean. So
has not stopped me yet, so why would it? This week, I got sad playing with super glue, so I still have the night legs here. But these gentlemen broke me.
Those gents?
These suppressors, where I've undercoated them red. I've dry brushed it a little bit, so that red's kind of how I want it. Yeah. But every time I look at it, they fall off the stand. While
those flight stands suck.
While I really dislike how the flight stands look, for like, you know, when it's just plumes of smoke, and I view it as like clean energy almost. If I have to glue them back on one more time, they're going to be smoke clouds. There's only so much I can put up with. So tonight, I am working on my Blood Angels Captain. What is that here?
Oh yeah, it's working on. What the hell am I working on? I'm working on this guy. Yeah.
The Nurgle boy?
Yeah, he's like a Nurgle. I wasn't allowed to paint, so Val sent me this. I wasn't allowed to paint him green because he said that's so overdone, and I was like, it's because it's a Nurgle demon. So he said, I want another color, and I said, okay, well, since I'm painting him, I will paint him another color. So I painted him
lime.
He's like a hot pink, extra hot.
He does look like a giant squig.
I think that's kind of what I was going for. But also, I need to go get my dry brush and do dry brushy stuff. So it's a gigantic squig. Not squig.
Yes.
Spawn. It's a gigantic squig spawn. Will be his new name.
It's one of those things.
Yeah. Hello, Sherman. Yes, greater spawn. Whatever. Greater, giant. I'm going to be honest. I have barely any idea of what's going to be happening on this old world event. I'm just going for the lulz.
I'm really excited. You're going to AdeptCon with the Old World Charm crew, taking part in the team tournament with Danny. You are taking in fantasy my role as a part of Danny's entourage.
Oh, really?
Which is the barely there player who holds him back. Yeah. So thanks for that.
Interesting.
I feel like, I mean, it's going to be a great experience regardless.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a blast. Let me go get my
go grab your brush,
and you entertain all people watching
all person. Yeah, I absolutely will. What's up, Sherman? Like I said, I love painting gold. It's because it's a great base color, and there's so many cool things you can do with it. This is one of the rare times I actually use like a flash wash over the top of it to highlight it. Usually, I use the Drushi Violet to make it more kind of brassy because I like the dirty thing. You can clip that, and then these guys they're supposed to be like angelic, so they get to be clean gold, which is something I haven't done for quite a while, but that's okay. We are, like I said, getting Dickie prepped for Adepticon this week, where he will be old worlding it up with all the guys there. And he is taking Dragon Ogres to a fantasy team tournament with Danny, which should be interesting because I think Dickie's feeling a little out of practice with fantasy. But that's okay. I am the most out of practice, as not only do I not play, but I have I've built the Bretonnian box. And enjoyed those models. I just haven't played a game yet. Maybe soon, hopefully, if I can find a way to eat into my commute time, which is getting sadder and sadder for me. But yeah, what's everyone else working on tonight? Let's see if I can figure out this whole chat function that's not quite up yet. Because Dickie, in his pursuit of a dray brush, didn't set me up properly. And I will never forgive him for that. I'm going to pull it up here. I'm going to show you the finished legs. Here we go. And these are the finished night legs that I've been working on, which make him a little taller. And then I also, last week, started working on this torso. Which is...
You're leaning on that guy again, huh?
Very large. Like, this guy, though, is fantastic.
Yeah.
And there was the rumor engine. He's bigly. I don't have to zoom my camera all the way out when I work on him again. But they showed a drill weapon in one of the rumor engines, which people are saying is going to be a new Chaos Knight weapon.
I was saying it was clearly Votan.
Oh, or it could be Votan. Also looks like the front of the old drill, the assault drill.
Yeah.
For Mechanicum. So it could be a few. But if it was Knights, that would be very cool. And I do believe there's a character Knight coming. And I have a really good start on what could be a base for a character Knight. So I think I'm going to take a pause on him until that Knight book comes out and makes me just really sad.
Yeah. So here's how bad we are. I'm putting you into this because,
That's fair. I'm sorry for whatever I did.
Here's how bad we are at identifying meta. So remember when I said, Emperor's Children are fun, but they're no good? Well, Euro Trash was an event on the weekend, and so they had Liam VSL, who is a pretty good player, and and Sacco, who is actually another very good player that people may not have heard about.
Just from the TV show The League.
Okay, good.
That's where I heard of the Sacco.
Okay, so Sacco, very good, kind of chaosy, kind of player, French descent. Plays kind of in the WTC world.
Sorry, did you say French descent, but not actually French?
I think
just his family is from the area.
French. I don't know if he's actually French, but he's. Anywho, they brought Emperor's Children, and they went friggin' undefeated and beat everybody, and were the top scorers at the event.
Oh my
So
gosh. Well, on the
I know nothing is basically
on the plus side, we were really right about our take about orcs. With remember Danny saying that the
Oh,
attachment wasn't
Danny,
that bad.
like you guys missed
Yeah,
it. So he would never do this in the chat where anyone could see, but
yeah,
he did say I was right in the other chat.
yeah. I've known that man over a decade, and I've not once heard that directed
Oh,
my
was
way.
that the?
So yeah.
I did good. Did good.
That's a rare bird.
Oh wow, yeah. He did not know the smoke that list could produce, and it produced some smoke.
I had my league game last week, and it was gross.
Which
Speaking
so
of absolutely destroyed.
okay, so who took the wrath of John?
So it was number 1 versus number 2 in our local league, round 3. Me into Adeptus Custodes.
Oh, the good old Custodes.
Custodes, double grab tank, fun.
Those grab tanks are treacherous for knights, I would
They're
imagine.
treacherous, very treacherous. And then also it didn't help that the mission was the one where the split objectives in the middle.
So there were 6 objectives on the table?
So there was 6 objectives.
Yeah.
The 4 in No Man's Land had no cover around them.
Oh, wonderful.
So it was just a giant alley down the middle of the table of if I peek my head out, I get shot to death or punched to death.
Yes, perfect.
So it's like cool. Like it was after round 1 where all of my army unloaded onto one grav tank and did 7 wounds. I was like, wow, that's perfect.
Ruh-roh, Shaggy.
Yeah, exactly right. But it's like you just, it's like he's like, well, I'm sorry, man. It's like it's a bad matchup, and I was like, yeah, it's just they happen. I was like, I can't believe you stat checked my stat check. Yeah, the reason I'm painting Blood Angels today, nothing to do with that whatsoever. But no, and then I got the pairings actually this morning for the next game, which is going to be into Custodes again.
Oh,
so
nice.
Different Custodes, but this table layout at least has some cover in the center, so I'm a little happier about
Any
that.
grab tanks on this Custodes list?
I don't think so.
He's being a
Regardless,
respectful
I feel I can do better this time after being because I'd say it was obliterated. It was like 92-50 was the final score.
Okay.
Which when I'm losing 4 knights a turn, pretty much is pretty I'm happy with that. Like that's I feel it was a respectable score. Anytime like I'm not stuck in the 20s, then I'm doing something okay.
Fair enough.
So I feel my mistake with this one was bunching up. Because usually with my knights, I'll bunch up and I'll try and kind of overwhelm like one area of the table.
Yeah.
And that works pretty well into Space Marines, and that works pretty well into other armies. Custodes, it doesn't, because everyone heroics and everyone, it's just or consolidates into you, and then it's just you get punched to death again. So I think this time I have to split the streams. I have to focus on 2 different points.
Okay, I can understand. I think that's a valid tactical play.
Which I think is what I want to try. Well, 17% win rate for knights into Custodes. So it's, you got to do what you can. And like a loss isn't, I don't see a loss against Custodes at this point for me as a real loss. Because I would have to be an exceptional player to get anything out of that. And I am not. So, a light on there, mister. There you go. Yeah.
Cool. Well, that is a tough matchup. Like those tanks do make that matchup. Like imagine if he didn't have the tanks.
I feel I'd have a much better chance because the thing is I have to essentially hide around a corner until he puts something out enough that it might be in my range. And even then, if he brings something out that I can like poke my head out and shoot at, everything has a 4 pinball.
Yeah.
So
and
sometimes
potentially
you
a
just
Philopane. Yeah.
Sometimes you just make all that. So like, and then you're kind of stuck out in the middle of nowhere, hoping for the best. The best does not come. So we'll see. It's a very swingy matchup, but it was cool. It was he was a good guy about it. He was a generous ass pounder.
He was a generous lover.
Generous tabler.
He took his pounding well. Yeah.
Yeah, I did a turn for him. Just like, hey man, like let's talk it out. Let's do the bad thing.
Let's do the thing that I want to do because I'm losing.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not gonna win. And then I did the kind of thing where I'm like, fairly certain I'm gonna keep holding this objective, and you can't get to that because those blue horrors were little MVPs.
They are.
He's like, yeah, I'd agree with that. And I was like, pretty confident you can't get here, but you can get here, and this guy's gonna die. This guy's gonna die. He's like, yep.
I
Sweet.
I really don't like the talk out phase, and I know it's a necessary evil.
It is a necessary evil.
But I'm awful at it. I'm not good at the talk out because my brain doesn't work like that. So I'm like,
Is it because people bully you, and you're like, I feel I can score 50 points in the next turn. You're like, okay.
No.
Looks like I won, even though you tabled me. You know?
No, I'm not that bad, but I don't know. There's something about it that I just don't like. Kind of like because there's a lot of unknowns when you do it, right? Like, okay, I think I can do this.
Yeah.
My brain's like, well, how do you know you can do that? So
do you ever like roll off for questionable things? Like I do that.
Oh, like I don't know if you can kill that on a 4+. You
like
kill it, kind of. I don't know.
No, sort of like I would do the I would advance to here, but I would need X to make it. You want me to roll that, and so then you make just the advance roll, and you're like, okay, yeah, you made that. Like stuff like that, where if it's like not leaving it to chance necessarily,
Yeah.
but kind of admitting board state for a lot of things.
No, I don't do it. That's probably a better way of doing it, I guess.
Because you're like, I could make this charge, and for that, I would be like, yeah, you would wipe me out if I got there. Make that charge roll, and if he makes that charge roll, I'm like, yeah, you would wipe me out. So cool.
There's just so many. There's so many factors, right? Like
right.
Decision paralysis. Like there is like I don't know, but maybe it's just part of my game that I need to work on.
Bullying.
I don't know. I'm not generally a bully, but yeah, I mean, I guess. Yeah.
Do you feel, as a Warhammer player, being more assertive is a good thing or a bad thing?
Being more. It's a good thing if you like winning.
Well, like winning at one event you get to go to before you get banned from every event in your region.
I mean, there's a good assertive and a bad assertive, though, right? Like it's not. I don't think they're all created equal.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can definitely kind of come across as a dick in a lot of ways. Like I told this story about the guy that I was playing that I was like, I don't think you can do that, and like so I think
he was like, I assure you, I've had a podcast for a month. I can do that.
Yeah, that's the clincher. If you have a podcast, you 100% can do it. That's the motto I go about.
Like, oh, I'm sorry, sir.
I have a pod. Don't you know I have a podcast?
It's
a very well-known pod.
By the way,
longest running Warhammer. We need to start advertising that. We need to start advertising.
We start the longest running Warhammer show.
What?
Warhammer. I guess we could say Warhammer team because it's chopped and changed quite a bit, but that's okay. Yeah, longest 10 years of what's the word I'm looking for? Adequacy.
I was gonna say, don't go too crazy here.
A decade of adequacy.
Yeah,
adequacy
of making you laugh. Maybe.
And I like that we can specialize it to just like one or two people. That's the good part they don't tell you about.
Yeah.
And by the way, Liam, Rydrocaster in chat's giving you shit for saying Liam's a pretty good player.
It was a joke. Come on, man. Liam,
come on.
Liam's a good guy.
Good guy or good player?
He's a good player. I will say, shock horror. He is a little sloppy on the table, but I think that's just his style more than anything. Please don't clip this, and I could just see it now. Liam is a fantastic player and also unbelievably tight on the table. There you
go. Okay, but apart from his sexual performance, like what do you think about him?
He's a great
I want to
guy.
hear about his
He's
tightness.
a great guy, and also very tall, very very tall. Like make you look like a midget, kind of tall, John.
Oh, like Nathan tall?
Yeah, like taller than Hayden.
I think that's how things should be measured in Warhammer is by player height.
Player height dictates your
So
skill
like
level.
no, so like Albiose. You could just be like the range of my gun is 1/12 of a Sean Naden, and then you'd have to go find his table, and he'd be like, "Excuse me, sir, how tall are you?" He'd be like, "What?"
He's like
And then he would tell you
6'4", 6'5". He's very very tall.
something along those lines, right? But then he would tell you, and then you would go back to your table and measure, and that's how all information will be passed, be based off of like community hearsay.
Sure, perfect. Sean Naden.
You score 1 point for every drink that none of us had this round.
Jesus Christ.
And then you got to find out. You don't score until last round.
You got to find out how many Nadavati had.
Yeah. Nanavati per point. PPN, point per Nanavati.
Point for Nadavati. I have a funny Sean Naden. So we started streaming, and our very first stream was in Texas. During
Yeehaw.
during COVID, Texas somehow didn't believe in COVID. I think.
Well, yeah.
So when we
That
went,
kind of worms again, huh?
oh, there's so many good stories from this event actually. So when we went, Canada was in like complete and utter lockdown. Like we were like you didn't leave your
99% of
house.
the
Like
world. Yep.
there was no one on the plane when Val and I were on there. Like literally, we just like moved.
That must have been fantastic, though, to be fair.
It was unbelievable. Probably a lot like how Canadians are not traveling very often to the States currently, but we'll see on Thursday when I leave.
Yeah. You say hi to Scary.
Yes, Scary is going to be there as well. I don't know when he's leaving, but we'll I'm sure
He left today, according to his social media.
Oh, the old Scarred cast. Anyway,
I can't believe you don't stalk people on social media.
I don't, unfortunately, do that. No. Okay, so my story. So Sean Naden was the first person to say hi to us when we were setting everything up and be really, really nice to us, and that was really cool. So to take time out of his very busy schedule to kind of chat and say hi. So
do you think Sean often does like Make-A-Wish programs, or was it just like that one time with you guys where he was like, "Yeah, I made those
have you
kids day"?
seen my wiener? No, I think he knew who Val was, and he didn't know who I was, so he just kind of came over and asked us about the stream and whatnot, and we chatted and we ended up going. I think we went to dinner with him one night. I can't remember 100%, but that was when Quentin Johnson was a nobody. He was a non Art of War member. He was there as well with John Lennon.
He is, I believe, my old buddy's cousin.
Oh,
or something like that.
That's cute.
He used to live up in Alaska, yeah.
And then the best story. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell this story. Actually,
sorry, no one watches this.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so the best story is when Reese and Frankie took us out for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And
you could change the name so it's like Meese.
Yeah, I don't
Frankie.
know if I'll change the names, but in a comical way. So we were going out for dinner, and Lon Lennon was going out for dinner, and Reese didn't necessarily want to go out to dinner with John Lennon at the time, or Lon Lennon, sorry, and
nailed it.
Nailed it. And then he ended up going to dinner anyway, so that was super fun. That was really funny. That was comical.
People are just
you had to be there.
There's weird sub factions in the 40K community.
Yeah.
If there was like 40K content creator gangs,
yeah,
how do you think they would divide?
Oh,
if there's like 3 primary factions,
So there'd be like competitive,
hmm
and then there'd be like casual.
Then
But
there'd
I
be
think
like
the
AI
casual be
lore
more
bots.
the casual be more popular than the competitive.
I also think they would be massively much more toxic.
Oh yeah, way more toxic. I think that that's probably right.
Oh man,
Yeah.
where would you go? Which team would you be on?
Well, I started with Art of War. I'd probably get lumped in there. I want to be competitive, though I always end up being casual.
It's really hard. Like I saw just again like Facebook stalking Scary.
Yeah.
Like I saw his Excel spreadsheets he uses, and I'm like, holy, like that is
Yeah.
a layer of dedication I do not have the
Oh,
ability to do.
you don't even understand, bro. Like it's crazy.
It's fantastic. So yeah, like the one he shared was a spreadsheet where he had a list of all of the detachments and factions.
Yeah.
And it was like color coded of his results against him. I'm like, that is really smart to like, what am I good into? What am I not good into?
Yep.
I just have a ton of respect for that. A lack of ability to do it. But yeah, that's super cool.
I find that a lot of times, especially I think Scary this year especially is like he's really pushing for quite a good ITC ranking. So
Mm-hmm.
I think he's like this is like the above and beyond year for him.
Do you think this is Scary's year?
Maybe.
Did he get stat check pretty hard at LVO? Like he did really good at LVO, right? And then
Yeah, but I mean, he by that time, like anything, if you make it to that point at LVO, you're already pretty like established, right?
false.
Okay,
It's just a room full of losers
you're just the loser of the last day.
You're just you're just the last person to lose a game.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, he got fifth. Yeah, I think fifth out of 1,000 people is like pretty good, right? Like, I think you're doing fine.
It's pathetic. No.
Also, I noticed that the chat's not working. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, good.
We're falling apart here.
Yeah, Dickie is stress hyped about Adepticon this week.
I'm just turning
show.
off all the chat. If they're not working, I'm not showing them.
That's fair. Oh, I'm back.
You're back, yeah. I'm just sitting here waiting for my paint to dry.
Good. I'm working on a cape.
Wait, look. I double slap chopped my there he is.
Oh.
So you can't. He's got more pinky bits more than anything else. So.
All right, now this is an important question. Are you going to do a butthole?
He's kind of has so here. So he kind of has a butt, but a horn is sticking out of it.
You know, you could remove that horn before you give that back to Mr. Heffelfinger.
I could do that, or I could just paint it and move on with my life.
Return him an anus, like it's all he's ever wanted.
Yeah, I could return him with an anus, but who?
You sound like you're not going to, though. That makes me a little sad.
I just don't want to. It's an extra. Listen, so I jump on a plane, not tomorrow, the next day, and I have laundry to do. I have painting to do. I gotta base these. Oh, no one's seen my minotaurs or my
No.
Man, oh man, I've been
kept them hidden.
I've been a busy Dickie. What?
It's a great term. I love the term busy Dickie.
So this is Dragon Ogre here. Right there. So I just finished him.
Looks great. Yeah.
And then
I like that he has the same pose as the lady from The Sound of Music.
The hills are low.
Yeah. He's about to twirl.
Yeah, and here is other Dragon Ogre.
Oh, he looks dope, man.
Yeah, and then here is.
I love that you're putting them all on your keyboard. By the way, the show shuts down.
Other Dragon Ogre.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
those are right.
Wait. There's more. There's one more. You got to see all of them.
There's one more. We got to see all. Oh yeah, man. The two-handed weapons look great, but like the Sound of Music guy is like my favorite by far.
That's the good. Yeah, that's your
For obvious reasons. I do love Sound of Music, man.
So I finished those guys up last week at literally. Thank you, Sherman. They were
The 11th hour.
11th hour. Yeah. So Val already gave his approval that he likes the paint job, so that's great. But sadly, we have one more Dragon Ogre to do. Here's him.
Well.
So here's the problem with.
Okay.
I don't know if you go through this, and I'll switch to you while I chit chat.
Oh yeah.
When you paint something and you forget a model, or you had a model, and you're like, oh shit, I totally forgot to add this guy. I cannot be motivated to even think about painting him.
For absolutely no reason.
It's just because I kind of felt like I've already done Dragon Ogres. I don't need to go back into.
I'm gonna put this one little aggressor right there.
Yeah.
Now, Dickie, why do you think he is unprimed and unpainted?
Because you painted all his buddies.
Yeah, not him. And then when I found him, I was like, shit. Why did I think 5 was a unit size? So yeah, that's. I feel your pain, and it's hard to go back, right? Because
it is hard to go back.
Part of the like the serotonin release on this is yes, I'm done. Like I don't have to do like those guys anymore. And then you're like, wait, no, I do. Damn it, and like I just don't want to go do it. Like this is my challenge right now with Blood Angels. Like I've tried to start a Space Marine army for like a decade now. And every time I do, when it comes to painting them, I just don't enjoy it. You know, and it's like, how do I make it work? Because like they're a lot of flat surfaces where I'm used to like a lot of rough surfaces that are easier to paint, in my opinion. And yeah, I just can't do it with Space Marines. So now I'm just like with these Blood Angels because I love the models, and it's just, but they're just like Space Marine models. I'm like, you know what? It doesn't fucking matter what they look like. We're going. And paint is better than no paint.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at as I try desperately to find the dark red wash that is somewhere around here.
Dark red wash.
Good old Hellion Red. From the beautiful Duncan Rhodes paint range. Please give me free paints. Things I've already spent all of my money on your paints. Just the 200 Dickie or something is what I have of them. They're very good. Coverage is quite fantastic.
Yeah. I really do need to invest in that paint range, but I feel like there's so many paint ranges.
There's so many paint ranges, and none of them sponsor us yet.
Yeah. So we have a good relationship with Army Painter, but we're not sponsored by them. Like I want to say majority Fanatic paints these days.
Yeah.
And I love them. I think they're unbelievably great. But like I know I have a couple of AK paints for my Emperor's Children that I'll be using.
Yeah.
That I heard good things about. So yeah.
Was AK Interactive that company we covered who made the weird Holocaust diorama?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah. Well played.
Just double checking.
Yeah, no, they're all monsters.
I think I'm okay with that one sponsor.
They're all monsters, John.
Ow.
Just pick your poison, buddy.
The name was really familiar, and then I was like, oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's that one.
Yeah.
And it was that one.
It was.
Let's see here.
It was. We need to do some bone now, I guess.
So what are you most excited for AdeptCon? Because you're missing the preview, so good job reporting on that.
I'm totally missing the preview.
Yeah.
I think honestly, I just want to hang. Like I haven't had a good hang in a while.
Yeah, those are really kind of battery filling.
Yeah, I really want to hang. So I think For me, this is like a special event because like we haven't had the boys together, which is Paul, Adam, Peter, Val, and myself together, like all at one place. I guess theoretically since last LVO, or not last LVO,
Two LVOs, right?
two
Yeah,
LVOs, yeah.
2023 or
And then
2020.
Paul was like so busy with GW stuff that he really like we got him once when he was drunk, and that was the end of it.
Yeah, it was a good time though.
It was a really good time. So yeah, I think I'm just super excited for just the hang, just the chillin', the enjoyment of that stuff is probably what I'm super excited for. The games are in this scenario, the games are secondary, though I am looking forward to playing with Danny. I've never played with Danny. I played against him, I think, in 40K, but I've never actually had the pleasure of playing with Mr. McDevitt. So,
What do you think about that? But what kind of partner do you think Danny's going to be?
I think he's going to be hilarious and also make fun of me a lot, which is like cool because I'm down to be made fun of. I'm going to be honest. If I'm not wandering away from the table and just like talking with people, I don't know what I'm doing there. So he's probably going to be super frustrated with me.
It is. Well, I don't know if it's a unique me skill, but you can get him frustrated. So a member of the same team.
Maybe you're really good at it.
I was pretty wasted during the team tournament.
Okay.
Because I was there to have a good time too at LVO. And I couldn't find my measuring tape. And I kept on asking to borrow dice. He was like, no. And he's like, go buy one. So he sent me wandering off during a round to go buy a random thing when all the stores were like closing and everything. So I finally found one, came back, gave him his change back because he gave me money to go. That's
Jesus
how much
Christ.
I annoyed. And then I put it down, did my measuring, all that other kind of fun stuff. Then I lost the measuring tape that I bought.
So.
And then also I would make snap movements without consulting him.
Oh, okay. So I now I know I need to consult Danny before.
I would say consult. I would just be like, hey, I'm thinking of doing this, instead of waiting for him to turn around, moving half your stuff, and then him realizing there's nowhere for him to go.
Something tells me you were maybe trying to do this too.
Believe me, I do never try when I'm playing Warhammer. I just do.
Like, how can I be the most annoying human available right now?
It's like, I don't mean to. I promise.
I don't mean to. I'm just built
I
like this, bro.
just am. I just am. Built, born this way. Lady Gaga.
So yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to I'm just looking forward to going to dinners and drinking and spending time with people and stuff like that.
Oh my! How do people even do that? Okay, so Smash Cut 2. Me just giving up on trying to paint and trim neatly, and I'll go back and neaten it up later. Every time I paint, I actually usually base color my minis the color of the trim.
Oh, you hate doing trim?
I hate doing trim.
Okay.
And I painted this guy gold because I'm like, of course I did. But now I have an elbow pad that looks like it was done by a 4-year-old in a roller coaster.
Right.
So I have to go back and tidy it up. And I'm like, okay, why do you hate me, trim? Oh, cool, I got it on my gold as well. Yeah, just Space Marines. Bro, this is why I get frustrated at Space Marines. Why are you going to make it difficult?
I'm doing the classic double slash, the slap chop technique here.
Oh, yeah? Double slap?
Double slap. And I think for getting something on the table, I think double slap is probably the best technique.
So apart from a really good way to get you to listen, what is double slap?
So double slap is when you slap chop base colors. So you'll do, for instance, my guy here. So you'll do the pinky, like hot pink. You'll do a white dry brush over top of it, ruining every bit of pink that you did, and then going over with it with a slightly lighter pink. And what you do is you basically get like another degree of contrast.
I mean, at this point, you're essentially just painting
twice.
regularly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some would say that. I would say double slap. And Ninjan taught me this, so I'm going to listen to him because he is much better at this stuff than I am.
Remember the guy who sold the slap chop originally?
Rob Symes?
Was it Vince Beltrami, I think. You remember the old slap chop adverts, right?
Oh, yeah. Like, yeah, you'll love my
Yeah.
dogs guy. Yeah.
Do you think Rob Symes is going to get arrested for beating up a hooker or getting beaten up by a hooker in a hotel room? That's what happened to old Vince.
Wow.
Did you see that mugshot of him?
I did see them. I do remember exactly what you're talking about. I don't think Rob is.
Gonna go on a coked up rampage.
No, I don't think he's gonna go on a coked up rampage. Also, he is the most like he loves Louise to death. So, I think they're fine. I think they got this.
Oh God, I didn't even say anything about Louis. You think he would do that? Well, I don't know where that thought's coming from.
No,
Dickie.
I think Louise. Also, Louise would like beat him up too. So
that's fair.
So yeah. What else are we talking about? We're wrong about current meta.
Wrong about current meta. Yeah.
Other than orcs, Dickie was right about orcs.
Dickie was right. Portions of us were wrong. What do you think is going to be previewed this week?
Okay, so Tyrannid Kill Team is what everyone keeps saying.
Okay.
So I'm down with Tyrannid Kill Team. And then I heard Khorne, like World Eater stuff.
Oh, more World Eaters. You think you're going to get Death Guard too? Because those are the next two, right?
Yeah, so I think someone said like I think this is more of them just wanting it at this point, but they said like cavalry, like World Eaters on Juggernauts.
Oh, dude, that might break me away from Blood Angels because that sounds like the coolest thing.
It is pretty cool. So someone said that. I don't like. You don't tend to believe people. But yeah, I'm thinking Kill Team is going to be some bug related thing. And then I don't know. Like they could be anything else.
Ooh, what about? Did they do Tyrannic War Veterans?
So that's Mark II. What is that?
Something like that, but that's Blood Angels unit. Not Blood Angels, Ultramarines unit. That would be dope to see.
Oh,
in the real world.
I don't know if we're gonna get that shit. Like in like I don't know.
For Kill Team. Tyranids versus Tyrannic War Veterans.
Would make sense. I guess they haven't had a lot of Marine stuff.
When was the last time we had a Primaris Lieutenant?
It's been a while since we had I think
been a while.
Balicor's base, maybe? I don't.
Oh.
No.
I was tempted to pin Balicor up as well.
Balicor, I have him pinned. I am so. The one thing on my team, I have like a dedicated demons player, so I don't get to play like demons a lot. But man, that shadow detachment, I really want to play. I'm like, argh!
Was that dedicated demons player, by the way, just so freaking happy?
Yeah, they were playing Legion of Excess, so they were really sad and really happy all in the same like day. It was like a roller coaster of emotions for them.
And then there's a Slanesh guy who's like, yeah, he's going to give that up so I can get in now.
Well, yeah. Like, I've been trying to find, for my Emperor's Children, I've been trying to find Fiends. And
man, you were saying they're impossible.
I can't find them anywhere, dude. I'm not too proud to beg, so if anyone from the internet knows anyone with Fiends...
Grab a little Paul Winters from the Discord while he's depressed about the fact his faction went away.
Sorry, Paul.
Sorry, Paul. Can I buy your Fiends?
Sorry, Paul. Do you have any time to sell me your Fiends?
Really sorry to hear that. What about Seekers?
Yeah. Seekers continue to be the most affordable 40k unit because they're $41. This is Canadian, of course. So I would imagine like $30 something for you Yanks. These things, they're $41. You get 5 of them, and like they're such good value. They're like little demonettes riding on Seekers.
Yeah. The worst value I've ever bought into was Met guns for orcs.
All that. No one can do that anymore, right?
Like I bought mine, and then I'm no, and then people are like, we're gonna make about one, but then I'm like, that's cheaper. So
Yeah.
I never did that. I just gave up on Met guns, even though they were really good. A little zap gun.
Little zapper zap.
That was very unaffordable. Then Beasts of Norgo for a while, and then they got a big glow up. It was really depressing. Have to spend $40 on one 30-point model.
I love that Beast of Nurgle is just become like they have just like all high five hands now.
Yeah. I own 9 of them.
9 of yeah, perfect. Actually, they're gross right now.
And I was trying to see how to fit them into my Chaos Knights list, right?
So,
but
do you know what they
to do that,
now?
what's it? They scout.
They scout and what they do something else. What is it? Oh, they full heal, which they have always done.
Mm-hmm.
But
They used to be gross in units of 5.
yeah, no, they're really good.
But yeah, just so I have some beasts, and I would love to take some beasts in there, but at the same time, it's like, do I? It's hard, right? Because if you take beasts, you have to take Nurglings, because the way kind of it works, you have to take a battle line to get a non-battle line, which means I would then have to drop the blue horrors. And I kind of like being an asshole with blue horrors more than I do like having beasts. But at the same time, the past couple of games I've played since the update, I can't fucking stand Nurglings anymore.
Oh.
They're good and annoying, and they're like a little speed bump, but I think there's better speed bumps. And if people ignore them, what do they actually do? They can't do actions. They can't hold objectives.
So it's funny that you say this. So a lot of people are running like an obnoxious amount of them for in the shadows units. In the shadows
Just to kind of gum up the works.
it's because you can heal them because they're battle line, so you can res them, so you can res bases, which is super cute. You can I think there's a stratagem in shadows that you can res more, just with 1 CP. And the other thing, yeah, fiends are 60. Yes, fiends are 60 if you could find them. I would pay.
If you were watching or listening to this, 1, why? 2, he will buy them from you for 60.
Yeah. Anywho, what was I saying? Oh, so they have transhuman. Nurgle has transhuman in that detachment. So -1 to wound if the strength is more than the toughness 3 or whatever they are. So they're always -1 to wounds. They're just really obnoxious. A unit to get rid of.
But what do they do?
They just literally like walk in front of you, so you can't interact with like objectives or things like that. So they just gum up.
Like, are you holding that objective? No, but you can't stand on it.
Yeah. It's all about they're just a denial unit, right?
Yeah.
And you have like those little beasts. So what I've seen often is like 3 beasts. So beasts are only 65 points now. So 3 beasts, they scout up, they jump on the objective. You actually have to commit something substantial to shoot them.
Right, because that's hard to.
It's hard. They're hard to shift, and also if you like shoot them down to 1 wound in the shooting phase, and you can't get any more shots on them because there's too many Nurglings in front of you, well, it heals full next phase. So, good luck kind of shifting 3 of them a turn. So that's kind of cool, and that's really like Nurglings at being so cheap, like super cheap.
Yeah, Nurgle Mats in chat saying 54 Nurgling bases, let's go.
Yeah.
Like that's sort of like how they work, right? It's just sort of like overwhelming numbers of them.
Just gum up the works, yeah.
But yeah, my little Chaos Knights, 2 units of 3 is kind of dumb. I guess it lets me kind of block a little more, but outside of that,
Well,
I'm not a fan.
for you, I think what it does is it gets like in certain matchups like Emperor's Children or any super aggressive scouting army, just being able to stop people scouting into good positions is probably what you're bringing them for. Similar to like why
to keep you away from me until I want you
similar
to
to like orcs you would have seen last week if you were kind of paying attention. Like a lot of players were bringing commandos in that Daka.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you implying that I don't pay attention to the competitive
I
scene?
didn't. No, I didn't know if
Okay.
you did. So I just.
I didn't.
So people. So people were bringing Zod, Grog, and his 20 friends.
Mhm.
I guess 22 friends because the two or candle guys. And then what the commandos were doing basically is just giving him the ability to do that 9-inch scout move.
Yeah. There's some positivity in the chat for Only Hands. We gotta knock that off. Brandon
Whoa.
says, enjoy the Only Hands shows. I like how it changes stuff up while also reducing your workload. Brandon, you have no idea how accurate that sentence is. Beyond miniatures, it sure does reduce the workload. And it gives me sort of a specific. I was talking to Dickie today, and we're like, "Oh, we can do this instead." And he's like, "No, I need to."
I really need to pay.
If anything, this just forces Dickie to do the hobby aspect of the hobby.
Listen, Val's runs a really tight ship when it comes to painting models, and I need to keep up, or I'll be left behind. So I'm
He's
here.
fired.
Yeah, I don't want to get.
He's like, you will not be allowed to paint my armies for me.
How dare I?
How dare you? Ugh, God, touching of cold is the goddamn worst because I have to. Ugh. I do not like trim. Silly Space Marine.
Sam, I am.
Well, I do not like black. Oh, so my other Space Marine army, I had several thousand points until I moved, and then I kind of just got rid of them. Was Imperial Fists, which I'm getting nightmares of looking at this because that was a yellow with black trim.
Oh, that's
and that was awful because it got to a point because I had 100 tactical Marines.
That's a lot of tactical Marines
painted up, and by the 50th to 60th one, I was just like, fuck it. They just have sloppy shoulder pads.
Oh,
I don't want to be like that, man. I want to have a good time.
Well, I'm glad. That is also a lot of tactical Marines.
That was very fun, though.
Those really unpainted bad guys, they never have to see the light of day. They can be like in a shoebox somewhere, just yelling.
Oh yeah. No, that was just like we had a massive like heresy game where like I just deep striking like massive blobs of tactical Marines.
Yeah.
Or whatever they're called in heresy. I'm sure I insulted at least 3 people. Who were like, they're not tactical, they're just spoiler, blah, blah, blah. But yeah. They had this cool rule where like, I hate dropper bottles for this. Oh, look at that. The top just came off.
Have you ever had the classic dropper bottle clog and you just keep squeezing the bottle until it explodes?
No, I use a paperclip like a gentleman. I'm not a savage.
I'm the only one that does that then? Great.
Do you then say to your models that you're like, sorry, this barely ever happens?
No,
right.
I usually go, God damn it, that was like $5.
I'll play your game, dropper. Well, you're not even super mixed. No, I generally get annoyed. Like I've always been like a GW fanboy, to my detriment.
Yeah.
I've always just been like, I don't like dropper bottles because stuff like this.
They kind of suck.
I like it when my paint gets dried up the natural way. Around the rim. Have you ever gone like crazy trying to get the rim paint off so you can actually close your bottle or no?
No.
Have you ever thrown away a perfectly good pot of paint because you got annoyed at it?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
It's a rite of passage. Then embarrassingly going into the GW store and be like, I need this paint. You're like, you bought one last week. You're like, don't worry about it.
They don't give a shit. They know what's up.
You're like, you're back, bitch. Spend your money.
I don't want to do. I feel like maybe this is me being lazy.
Okay. Oh, Sherman, let me know. It was Fury of the Legion. But he misspelled it. I don't know if on purpose or not. It's Furry of the Legion, which I take offense to.
So he clearly needs another, like, the magic of camera. I don't know if you can tell, but he's got lots of different types of pinks and reds and whatnot on him.
Yeah.
I think he needs another color. I don't know. He feels.
What about like a little whitey underside?
What did you call me? What?
Oh, whitey underside is your rap name. But you know how like alligators and other kind of shit like that.
Oh,
They
so they have a
like
different
different
tone
color belly.
I don't know.
Like that is quite a bit more work than I wanted to do.
That
at
is a
this
lot more
moment.
work. I was kind of hoping you'd say just don't worry about it.
No, it's perfect, bro. Leave it. Like, yeah, no, it looks amazing. He doesn't need another
I
color.
think what I'll do. I think I'm gonna use some of the warts and paint them white, and then put a little.
Oh,
yellow
I thought
on
you
it.
meant your own warts.
No, I'm not meaning my own warts.
You're gonna be rude pulling a dick out on the table. Whoa.
We can.
High quality content.
Like just low hanging fruit jokes all over.
Like, let me say, like your balls.
Oh wow! Oh my!
Yeah, see, I had to just, definitely didn't have to just go load that up.
Yeah.
That was ready to go.
Well done, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm committing to painting his little white things, or his little balls white.
You could also do like the butthole.
I'm not doing the butthole. What is this?
It would be like a different color.
You're so infatuated with doing his butthole.
I wouldn't phrase it like that. That's just rude.
Well, you said the other day when you were thinking about your big night, you also said something about his butthole.
He has a butthole.
Okay, so John, let's talk about like.
Actually, he doesn't, because like this is his upper, that's his back.
Oh, here I'll change it.
Look.
I'll change it to you.
Yeah. Look, no butthole.
But you could put a butthole on there.
Yeah, I could. Like I have like this whole thing over here. So like I have this guy that I was gonna cannibalize for parts. That's a perfectly good sphincter. That'd fit right on there, right?
I guess, yeah.
But I'm not going to. You know why? Because I'm not a disgusting pervert.
Well,
I'm not disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So I'll do all his little boils, and we'll paint them some fun, gross
Ooh,
color.
yellow boils.
Yellowy green boils.
Yellowy boils will pop like fuck off that model.
Yeah, I'm down with it.
That sounds. Does it have a lot of boils?
It's
I have
got
one in a
so
cabinet.
many.
I have one in a cabinet somewhere that I need to.
Actually,
paint.
I was not expecting how many boils. I wonder if I don't have to do all of them theoretically.
Theoretically, yeah, you can just kind of make sure that some stand out.
Yeah. So we'll do that. We'll do this.
The way this cape folds right here, by the way, it makes it look like it has like a little cartoon mouth right there.
But this,
Like,
what
hey, buddy.
What I'm yielding here is
Mhm.
the dragon ogre, unpainted dragon ogre, remains to be the last one, which is a dangerous proposition. So
You'll be in a hotel room on Wednesday night, being like, "Don't worry, this is going to be a single slap chop."
Oh yeah, I'm not double slapping that guy.
He didn't deserve it because he hid.
Well, it's officially Val's fault. So he sent me the other dragon ogres, but was like his printer stopped working. I don't know, whatever.
It was official GW store. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah,
the flux capacitor stopped working on his printer, and he couldn't print this last one, and then he had to end up shipping it to me. Wait, we live 45 minutes away, by the way, just as a
Why did he ship it to you?
because none of us had the time to gather said thing. I didn't want to paint it, was the first one. So I figured if I just give him an obstacle, he would.
Wait, he's printing you stuff and being like, "Yeah, I don't want it this color."
Well, I mean, this like gigantic spawn is not printed. He's
okay.
He's legit.
Genuine.
Yeah, he's a genuine article.
Forge World Special. I dislike painting white.
I think it's all about the like I also dislike painting white until I started using some of the best whites on the market.
Like, to be fair, I do say really nice things about Trooper White, which is the Duncan Rhodes paint color.
So I've been using the Monument Hobbies is one I often talk about. Monument Hobbies white.
Mhm.
You cannot go wrong with that. Titanium, bold titanium, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
And then also the Army Painter white called a matte white. It's not matte
'Cause-
white, it's just a matte white.
I really want there to be a pro player called Matt White who gets that sponsorship. But just as an example, like over the red here, this is our little Trooper White.
Yeah.
Got pretty good coverage.
Yeah. No, I've also have really good coverage with the white I'm using. Heavy bold titanium is good too. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I believe you.
Yeah. I don't need that tip to be white. But no, that tip, that's a single layer over red, which is not the easiest color to go over. So I have started putting gray over where I'm making the black contrast go. So that works that way too. Because it was a little too gulch or red showing through it.
So I overheard Mr. Jack Harpster talk about how good his list was that he brought to LVO.
What was his? He ran Blood Angels, right?
Yeah, so he ran the you're gonna have to help me, Blood Angel guy.
Yeah. Was it the character heavy one?
No, I don't think so. Question mark?
Let's pull this up here. Using Best Coast pairings, a beautiful subscription that you should absolutely pay for because it's great.
I always forget to stop paying for it, so I will always continue to have it.
Hell yeah, that's how they get you. That and a quality service. And then you see this beautiful.
Not on the app.
Yeah, that's fair.
Liberators?
Yeah, beautiful.
Was it Liberators?
Beautiful. Was it Liberators? But if we go to past LVO, because I attended like a champ, not in like placings, but we go for
pain to go there.
yeah. And then we view his list. And actually, we've learned by watching Art of War, we're going to turn on Do Not Disturb. And then, yeah, it was list right there. Oh, is my camera frozen?
Yeah. I'll un-camera you.
Yeah. Let me refresh this that way.
It's all good. Oh, good. They can watch my grandeur of painting.
Ooh.
When I remember to put it into frame. Oh, as I say that, I'm out of frame.
All right, there we go. We're back in here.
You're back. There you go. Oh, you're upside down too, inside out.
Inside out, perfect. Yeah. We have our Jack Harpster Blood Angels list. It's the Angelic Inheritors.
There we go.
Which, if we...
So that has the go back into reserve. Also, it has the loan op, which is really cool.
It's the loan up. Well, I took characters to get loan up like a fool.
Yeah, so he takes the Lieutenant Combi.
I love that guy.
Yeah, that guy. But he also has a stratagem to do it.
Okay, so Angelic Inherit, that was the Grotmus detachment, I believe. Yeah, so you can fall back and shoot. And declare a charge, as long as you're led by a character. You can re-roll a hit roll of 1 and a wound roll of 1 for a model in this unit.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can re-roll advance and charge rolls made for that unit.
Yeah, no advance and
Which
charge,
seems
though.
pretty dope. By the way, I love my little army. AP1 is Sword and the Boss. So you said the stratagems was where the magic was at, right?
Yeah, I think that's kind of the. Also, like, isn't their rule like their army rule? It just if you if you're in combat, you get to reroll hits and wounds. Am I crazy?
The detachment rule is you reroll hit roll of a hit roll of 1 and a reroll a wound roll of 1 each time a model unit makes an attack.
Oh, so all the time.
Yeah. So wow, there's some caveats. There's some hoops to jump through for this guy. So at the start of the first battle run, you select 2 of the Angelic Legacy abilities listed below. Until the end of the battle, these abilities apply to all Adeptus Astartes character units from your army.
So you just have to put characters in the unit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can either have fall back and shoot and charge when you fall back, reroll hit rolls of 1 and a wound roll of 1, or reroll advance and charge rolls, which you're not probably. So yeah, fall back and shoot is pretty cool though. You get some cool movement shenanigans off of that, and then yeah, onto the Burning Skies. 1 jump pack unit, unless it's the Sanguinor, you can remove it from the battlefield and put it into reserve. It's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
And then you have Shadow of the Grey Wings.
Okay.
1 character unit from your army with all the stratagems proccing characters as well. Was selected as the target of one or more of the attack units attacked. Until the end of the phase, your unit can only be selected as a target of ranged attack if the attacking model is within 18 inches.
Yeah, so line up. Nice.
That is quite fantastic.
I would imagine he would. His list was just characters with units.
Yeah. Well, that's all my list is, so I might just switch it over here just so I can be like, it was my idea, haha. And then, well, this is a good one here. Instant of Grace is you select 1 character unit for a non-character unit from the army, and for that they get to have the character keyword. So all of the cool stuff procs off of them.
Oh.
But you know, it's Blood Angels, so why don't you have like 18,000 characters?
I don't know. Probably should have 18,000 characters.
That's the standard operating procedure. Because every time I make a list, I start small and then I keep adding characters.
Okay, we've added White Pustulus to his body.
Ooh.
I will do it this way.
I dropped a paintbrush on the floor instead of putting it in the water pot. So that's going really well for me right now.
I don't think I overdid it. I think I'm good. Yeah, I think.
What makes you think you overdid?
Well, I think I was worried that he just looked like a polka dotted monster. If I overdid, but he doesn't. He looks fine.
If you do like a red wash over the yellow, I think that'll look really good too, and then that'll make it look a little bit infected as well.
A red wash over the yellow after. I think I'm gonna do like yellowy green.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you have Carrying Bear Crimson, that is
I do.
That is a dope red. It's the best red wash.
I do have that color, so I will. Okay, we're at the point where I'm painting too fast and the paint's not drying, so I'm going to take a break and switch.
You know, we're almost actually at time.
Yeah.
As I just embrighten some red on my guy and choose to ignore the black on the shoulder pads there, because it just annoys me.
Understood.
I want to be happy.
I want you.
I'm also stopping the gold because I'm like, I'm going back and touching it up too much when I screw up. So I'm not a neat painter. Comes together in the end usually, but getting there is a journey.
So that's what I use to pin wash my Flawless Host Noise Marine.
What's that?
I don't know. I don't know where he was typing from. You tell us. You tell us what you use.
We're gonna hold off from stopping.
Yeah.
Until we find that out, because now I'm
heavy, bold titanium. He may be talking about.
Oh, maybe.
It
would be better if it was like something just completely unrelated. And he was like, "Sorry, wrong YouTube channel."
YouTube channel. Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about.
You just have it on
Crimson. Caribou Crimson.
Oh yeah, like it's so good. Like whenever I'm doing fire or any kind of flame, it's like a yellow base, and then Carryingberg Crimson on top, and that's it. And it looks fantastic.
Oh, he posted in the Discord. I'll have to go take a look.
Yeah.
I am kind of I'm all over the place on my noise and on my Emperor's Children on how to paint them. And obviously this old world thing is kind of taken away from that. But I will say that I have lots of cool ideas about how to.
What do you say is your coolest idea?
It's the pink. I think the pink, not overdoing the pink, is the key. You don't want to be too crazy with it. You really want it to highlight that it is Emperor's Children, but I think you don't want to be like a garish pink. That's my goal. That's what I'm.
That's the dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Red paint.
Well, Dickie.
Yeah.
We're gonna let the two people here leave. You know what I think though? I think this has been a pretty good podcast episode.
Oh, okay. Because we talked about stuff.
We talked about stuff.
Hopefully that one guy that hated it will
just
listen.
Doesn't watch. Yeah.
We'll rage watch and then give us more feedback.
This is where I'm at with my little guy.
You did really good.
Yeah, we're still in the blocking out phase, is how I like to describe it. So we're not quite where I want to be with the whites. I think the shoulder wing I'm happy with. But the slag wing we're not. So we're gonna work on that.
How are you okay with the lack of wings on these?
On the sanguinary guard?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
Okay, perfect.
Like I listened. So this week, something I did is I listened to the on my commute. I've been listening to audiobooks because I have now a spare.
So
like 9 to 12 hours a week.
Apparently, you're. So wait. So
yeah,
the red paint needs to be drier. It says.
Yes.
Please dry the red paint more.
No. In fact, this is water.
Oh no, he's making it more wet. Oh,
we're gonna make it wetter.
This is the reason Danny doesn't like playing with you as a teammate.
Yeah,
because you do stuff like this.
I'm just gonna see. Hey, you're right. Because it's so when I put this water on, it gets wetter. Weird, right? But no, I've been listening to Astorath.
Oh, okay.
An audiobook with him, and it was really well. I get most pumped about an army I'm playing listening to Black Library books about that army.
Right.
Like I was done with Chaos Knights until Kingmaker, and that book is superb. I actually don't mind how that cape looks.
He likes it shiny.
I think it looks a little better.
The opposite.
When it dries, I think that's going to look really good. So thank you for making me. Because when
wetting it.
Yeah. When it dries, I think I just accidentally wet blended it together with water. We'll see, but yeah. So Astorath is super good. I get super hyped about armies I listen to, and like literally one of the first parts of his armor that breaks off. Guess what? It's his stupid fucking wings.
Oh, okay.
Because you know what's ridiculous and unwieldy when going into a war zone is wings.
It's wings. That and capes, right? Like, no one.
That and capes. Well, I like this cape because it's so wet. In fact, the front I didn't wet the white.
Maybe if the cape was wetter, you would like it more. And
yeah, well, I'm just.
I always think about that now. When Superman's flying around. I was like, why don't you just grab his cape?
Also, does the cape retain water? Because could you imagine flying through like a rainstorm and all of a sudden your clothes are like 70 pounds?
Well, it's getting sucked through like an airplane turbine or something like that. Like,
well, you have to pay extra for that.
But you know what I mean? Like, it feels like not a smart.
No.
Tactic.
Yeah, thanks for that cape advice. That's actually really dope now. But yeah, like I like them without the wings because they should be like you can be a military force and have like angelic imagery, but not have to cosplay as a fucking angel. Right. Like you have like real life army regiments who are called like the Wild or like the Stallions, the 145th Stallion. I don't know if you are. It doesn't mean that army unit has to dress up like a horse when it goes into combat. It can just be like it can be subtle. And like this is like
just like the motif. Like it's just like
it's a motif.
Yeah.
And like the motif is still there. It's on the top of the backpacks. Like I have like 18 sanguinary guard over there I got to paint. And I think it fits in better because one of the reasons I don't like Space Wolves is it looks kind of fucking goofy that they just have kind of wolf people running around, right? Or here's my Space Marine on a dog that's also got a medal. Like it just looks goofy and it's not good goofy. And to me, the old Sanguinary Guard and John Miller, you and all of the people who put the Age of Sigmar Sigmarite wings on them, fucking stupid, buddy. No one's dropping down into the battlefield with 16-foot wide wings.
No.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm good with that. It rant over.
All right, well.
Yeah. So where am I? I have a very damp cape. Which thank you. Which I'm going to fix this down here because this looks like a little cartoon mouth. Like I could put like googly eyes up at the top here, like here and here, and it would look like the cape was trying to eat people behind it. But yeah, I keep on being pulled aside. But yeah, so I'll be
classic only hands.
Classic only hands. It might be another only hands next week. I might pull watchers in to only hands with me as Dickie and Danny are at Adepticon. So the likelihood of us doing a full Grim, very slim. Never say never, but never. So we'll be back next week. Likely, I'll grab some people and we'll do some more paintings.
Well, I heard Seth is looking for shows to join. Now that he's...
I think it's a very good point you made that it's very mean. Like a week after he retired from content creation, to be like, "Hey, buddy, you want to come content create with us?"
He would too.
He would, and that's why I'm not going to ask because I know 1,000% he would.
Yeah.
But also, we'll give him his little break. But I'll be back with something.
Give him a break.
Yeah.
All right, man.
No, Dickie, always a pleasure. Chat, always a pleasure. Please stop telling me things that are wrong with my models because I'll just do them more. And it will.
People. Hey, Josh, you caught us at the end. I and Danny are just going to Adepticon, not John. John is an LVOer.
Yes. Yeah. And no one even asked. Because I'm not a part of the Cool Kids podcast.
Oh.
And I don't play Old Worlds.
Well, officially, I don't either.
Sir, you have an Old World army right there.
I mean, I guess it is a lot of Dragon Ogres. I guess that's an army? I don't know. I really don't know.
That's the best kind of army. But yeah, for Only Hands, I'll be back next week with some more painting. And some more very bizarre discussions. And then, yes, gold is what he said was too wet.
Well, now the gold is too wet?
Or something. Well, regardless, I'm going to add water to things that you tell me are too wet. And I will generally
you have to dry them now, don't you?
Well, it's just going to air dry. And like I said, I really actually like how it looks. So thanks. So yeah, I'll be back next week. Dickie will be at Adepticon with Danny, getting their Old World on. And then in 2 weeks, everyone will be back, whether they like it or not. For a full fat Grim After Dark where we go over all the fun from Adepticon.
I have to take pictures, don't I?
You do have to take pictures because I'm terrible at it. And if you could, that'd be great because I guarantee Danny's probably better.
Well, I'm not going to be playing. Like, Danny's just going to be playing for me, so I might as well go take pictures.
Yeah. Get it on there.
Yeah.
But for Only Hands, I mean, John.
Have it, Dickie. Bye.
Step right up to the grim dark scene where miniatures need painting, know what I mean? Brushes dancing, those paints are flying. You might look bad, but we're really trying.